In way forward. Way forward. Forward. I know forward me that you do forward that. I don't be like this backward ever. Any forward ever. I know when me when they so is way forward. In change it.
Cause of an over. B. From generation to generation, even unto the end of time. Izoduwa! Cause of an over is a burden on the people. Now planted, this cause must not be allowed to germinate. I see some wisdom in Amadi's words. That is wisdom limited in scope. What is there to be scared of? What cause has he laid that could become a burden? That we will continue to clear our rows of wheat.
United Kingdom +44 7960 829330.
Tell me, is that a cause?
Hello.
That has been the order
Speaking.
Before he was born.
Yeah.
Besides, he decreed that never again
Who is that?
shall a man of substance emerge from the cocker.
Okay.
The women. These are our wives, our mothers.
Pastor, make I phone you back again, please.
What is wrong in a man's putting his neck?
I'll phone you back. I'm on a live video. Sorry, but I'll phone you back definitely.
I ask you, is that a curse? Let him go.
Hello, my people. Welcome to another edition of our talk show. Today we have our great man from Edo, and that is the person of our brother Imasuen Izoduwa, on the great Benin descendant. This guy is on a great project for the promotion of our Edo heritage. My brother Imasuen Izoduwa, you are welcome today on another program, a live show, talk show, a Kagbel talk show. In short, it's a Ibota. We call it Europe Ibota. I can see you, dear Vivian Daros. You are welcome. Osagbobo Konga, thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much. Sorry, one mistake. Let me switch off the TV. Hello, my people. I welcome you all back to this edition. This edition is going to elaborate on Iden. Our brother is here with us today. He's going to tell us more on Queen Iden. Queen Iden is, everybody knows, is of the Oba Ewakbe. And our brother, all the time, he took it up as a project to celebrate this Queen Iden every year. And the year has come again. This is annual ceremony, which a project which he initiated and is going to do it again this year. It's a week-long program celebration. Please, I beg everybody, invite your friends. Just share this video. Let it go viral so that all the Edo people, the Benin, I'm not seeing a lot of people now. Let them join us so that after the lecture, we can ask our brother Imasuen Izoduwa some questions. He's here today and is going to spend just short time with us because we didn't start in time. He's supposed to be with us since 4 o'clock so that he can spend more time to answer some questions arising from it. This project, this Queen Iden, is not just the celebration of Queen Iden alone, at least for the celebration of Edo woman. The sacrifice they have made to make Edo great. That's our new project, to make Edo great. Iden's contribution appeared to be one of the greatest, and that of Queen Idia of Iyesige, who went to war. But today, he's just going to give us this lecture on Queen Iden. Mr. Imasuen Izoduwa, you are welcome. Thank you very much for coming. Where's Yoba? You can go ahead and tell us why this ceremony, why this anniversary, and more history information of Queen Iden. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Well, if you want us to wait for another extra 5 minutes so that we can have other Edo people joining us, it's really very important that we have larger view of persons.
Yeah.
Listen to the story and learn from what OLOI Iden represent as a person, as a woman.
Yeah.
So it is your call. If you want me to begin, I will begin.
No, like you said, 5 minutes is okay for them to very soon they'll join us. I'm sure there are a lot of programs, but what normally happens after 5 minutes we start and later they will watch it. I know that for sure. They come to this the channel, this blog all the time. So I'll leave it for 5 minutes while we play the music. Ladies and gentlemen, please share this video. You see our lecturer has said that we should let more Edo people join us. Please kindly share this video. Vivian Daros, this is your work, the Oksha. Please share this video. I'm going to start sharing now, so everybody should share.
Yo.
Yeah, 3 minutes. I'm sharing the video. Thank you, my people, for your patience. We just, I was just sharing the video so that we can have a lot of people to come and ask questions. My people, we have today, we have our brother Imasuen Izoduwa. He's going to give us lecture on Iden's week. This Iden's week is a project which his association, the Great Benin Descendants, are promoting. His group and other ones are promoting it, that we should have it as a symbol of the celebration of Edo women. The Benin woman is great. I don't want to give any introduction, but a lot of people will now know how the story of Iden, Queen Iden, OLOI, how it be, how it go. The woman, the queen, who made herself to be used as sacrifice so that the Benin can come back again, so that the Benin can be great again. So that is the story our brother is going to tell us today. Our brother, Mr. Imasuen Izoduwa, is here today to give us this lecture. I think he's standing by. I can see him from behind. He will join us very, 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 very soon, in about 2 minutes. Please, my apology for the delay, because we decided that we should share it so that a lot of people can attend it, and at the same time, and ask questions arising due to his research. So today we have him. Please invite your friends, let them come in. Before he comes in, can I say greetings to Vivian Daros, Papa Oduwa Uwese Bokian, Ogba Merige. Ogba Merige, you are welcome. Henry O, thank you very much for your time, for coming. Wahia Wese, Keno Fiyo, Keno Mafiyo, Wahia Wese Kakabo. Eric Bebani, Atima Ladian, a prepared lecture. Iyobosa Uchena, Iyobosa Uchena, you are welcome. Irene Ward, now known as Irene Lines, you are all welcome. We are booking to the house. You are all welcome to the house. Nobody is answering me. Let me usher in Imasuen Izoduwa. It looks he's Israel Semuta, I can see you there. The great man, the great budding politician, you are welcome. In God we trust Almighty. I see you there. While we are waiting for him, we have this music by the Talents of Benin. He will soon join us. Please do excuse me. Hello, David Shalom. No, Louis, the Loibo, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, our brother is here now. Our brother is here now. That's the person of Imasuen Izoduwa is here. You are welcome again. For those just joining us, I just want to introduce him again. Imasuen Izoduwa is pioneering a project to celebrate Queen Iden, OLOI Iden annually. This is another one for the year, and is going to speak to us. What is happening here? We have 34 people watching. Please share this video. I've been sharing. I've not been able to finish sharing. Mr. Imasuen Izoduwa, the ball is now in your court. Your audience, your fans, people who love you all over the world, they are standing by to listen to you. Thank you for coming.
All right. Okay, first, I want to appreciate all of you. I thank you for staying a while with us. We should have started. I have to take personal 15 minutes. I was trying to put on the gem. It's a bit difficult, so I had to just quickly run down. But we don't have light. You know, Nigeria, there's not always light. So having said that, though we have a very short, limited time, because I have a program that starts by 7:30, 7 o'clock, 7:30. So I have to get ready for that one too. Today we're talking about OLOI Iden, and what she represents as a queen, or as one of the wives of a very young Oba who was highly inexperienced as regards politics of the kingdom and administration of the kingdom generally. The name of that Oba was Ewakbe. I also would appreciate if in our next subsequent classes or shows that instead of using Queen Iden, we should ensure to use OLOI Iden. We should not be using British semantics to replace or represent our own. OLOI doesn't mean queen. Oba does not mean king. I've said it. Oba is Oba, king is king. King is a British word. For us, it's something like do not make it sound it's equal. It's not the same thing. OLOI Iden is appropriate for me, basically. But I'm not saying that when colonized by the British, what we are, the language of our communication is in English, but some of our local words, or whatever you call it, should be left untouched, because it has more deeper meanings than its conversion to English. So having said that, well, the young Oba Ewakbe, after he was crowned, under the circumstances that he became the Oba of Benin, like I said, he was highly inexperienced. A lot of persons will ask, why wasn't he inexperienced? Because according to Benin, Isaac Morioba, that is what we have always been told. But it has not always been true. It has not always been true, basically. There were times that Anna Asag Morioba, in other words, there was a time in Benin Kingdom that the kingship was rotational. Asegbe, Ewa Ano, Asegbe. It was rotational amongst the royal family. They had about 5 to 6 royal families. So when it got to the turn of one of the princes, His name was Akenuzama. All right, but because he was old, he felt that if the king, it might take another probably 300 years or 200 years before the kingship would be rotated back to his family. So being that he was already old, he declined to be the Oba of Benin. Instead, he had pleaded that his first son, Idoduwa, be accepted to become the Oba of Benin. His first son was very young, he was inexperienced. He eventually was allowed to be the Oba of Benin, and he was crowned with the title Ewakbe. Ewakbe, not understanding the rudiments of what it takes to be the Oba of Benin, made some obvious mistakes. He made some abominable mistakes, not just obvious. He made some abominable mistakes. Now, there was a sort of a conspiracy against him to deal with him for making some of these abominable mistakes. So a coup sort of was planned, led by the Imasuen of Benin of that time, that every chiefs, every Benin indigene must stop paying royalty to Oba Ewakbe. And whoever has any Benin sons that has his daughter in the palace as his wives, or one of his wives, must all remove their respective wives from his palace. So they all did the same. They all did, frankly, almost the same. So almost all of the wives vacated the palace. Everybody sort of abandoned the Oba. He was left to fend for himself. He was left to go to the farm to cultivate. Was left to arrange the thatch roof if it was not well done. So he was heavily dealt with, even to a point that the history can easily remember that Owa Yeki Agbado Yadueki, he was even going to the Agbado Ekyogisho, which is now called Agbado Market, to even sell in order for him to fend for himself. That's how he suffered for some of his inexperienced mistakes that he made when he became the Oba of Benin. So, in order for him to escape this penury, this very difficult problem or so that he was facing in the hands of his people, he decided to even sell in order for him to fend for himself. That's how he suffered for some of his inexperienced mistakes that he made when he became the Oba of Benin. So, in order for him to escape this penury, this very difficult problem or so that he was facing in the hands of his people, he decided to market to even sell in order for him to fend for himself. That's how he suffered for some of his inexperienced mistakes that he made when he became the Oba of Benin. So, in order for him to escape this penury, this very difficult problem or so that he was facing in the hands of his people, he decided to market to even sell in order for him to fend for himself. That's how. Hello?
Go ahead.
Oh, echo. It was repeating itself. I don't know why. How to leave.
Network.
Oh, where were you before it ended?
He was selling at Agbado Market.
Okay.
In
order for him to fend for himself, he was going to the Agbado Market to fend for himself. It was quite a very difficult time for him. So he now had to he now had to at one point now said to himself that which is Ikoka, in order for hoping that the way the Benin people are treated him, his maternal village, Ikoka, they are not going to treat him as such. So he went there, he got there, he was given even more harsh punishment. He was rejected by his people, and they asked him to return back to where he came from. So Ouni, Yasenikok, and all of that, all of those stories are open there. So he came back. When he got to the palace, he discovered that virtually almost there was no single person left in the palace except one woman, OLOI Iden. OLOI Iden was the only woman that left. She didn't go back home. She's a woman that hailed from a place now called Okanio. For those of you who are quite very familiar with the Okas in upper Sakmumba area, there are about I think about 11 to 13 Oka. Oka, the first Oka is called Okanio. That's where she hailed from. That's where she came from. So she never returned back to Oka. Instead, she was willing to find solution for the problem that was bedeviling her husband.
One minute, please. For those asking our brother, Mr. Imasuen Izoduwa, to narrate the story in Benin language, I must excuse him. Imasuen Izoduwa was born in Europe. He's a young chap. He went to Nigeria, but he will be more fluent in English, not in Benin language. A lot of people asking, you speak big English more than anybody else. Everybody is listening to them. Clarence Bear and Papa Oduwa. Please do excuse him. He will be able to tell you more, explain it better in English. Mr. Imasuen Izoduwa, go ahead, please.
Well, it is Zedo, but I when show Okanimata or give you a dogma. Okaredo or market no if you dog back no
yeah,
or in my boyata.
Yeah,
It's my own mawazebo. If you follow my programs, you'll know that I'm not
Zebo
concerned about English, but you should understand that everybody should be aware of our story. Whether you being Benin or you being Urobo or you being Yoruba, we have to find universal language, a bigger language outreach to be able to reach even the bigger population. So, like I was saying, you know, there's not much time left. When he returned back to the palace, he discovered that I'm a Yoruba, Europe and Abion. I've never left Nigeria. I keep saying that I'm Abion, but I've never left Nigeria. I've always been homegrown. I don't want to be I wanted to make that correction. So Ida was the only woman in the harem that didn't abandon. She didn't abandon, obviously, her husband. She tarried. She was willing to find solution to the problem that was bedeviling her husband. Likewise, the entire Benin Kingdom. She had offered that the husband and her, which is Obayewakbe and Iden, should go and see Obonio, Isia, what the Englishman would call Isia, to look at the possibilities of what a Nagariu, that sort of a thing. So the deed they got, they went to see the Sia. at the present day of Ya. History cannot remember which of the community of Ya, but what the history can remember is that Ezovyanin, so it is believed that the Sia did tell them that these will be the solution. He asked them to make some sacrifices, a lot of it. Ayadela ukukoro, adele, ayare inya, naike, kyoba, suna filokwa, uswani, uswami mini ya zese. The ultimate sacrifice. Not one or whoever will require a human blood. And that, and having done all of these sacrifices, the last of the rites that will be performed during all of these rituals or sacrifices will be a human sacrifice. Until that is done, Benin will never have a leader. They will never come to respect or appreciate the essence of having an Oba. So whoever has this in here is the senior for on a block of power. No, you care on your Nahario Maze. That became a debacle for Bayawakbe. It's not as if that there were no human beings in Benin. In short, there were but the problem, what led to the problem that Benin Kingdom was currently facing at that time was because Obayawakbe had performed some human sacrifices, and honor your do is so yazese eternal says don't use an edoma to perform sacrifices. So, I guess network. When the mother of Obayawakbe, usually when it was just OLOI Bonoza, when she died, Ewakbe had performed some human sacrifice.
Come back again, please. Madam Mwetinya, over to you. You are the moderator.
Ipadamo.
What? Before he's coming back, he's coming back again. He's coming back again. He's coming back again, but keep
Okana ne no timata mi mana usa bwa hands up. Gegwimagwa.
Owani ni eme Okana. Go ahead, our brother Imasuen Izoduwa. And Network Nigeria. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, the Network in Nigeria that them are here.
Today.
Oh, my, when I am here, I know a time.
What will it be? Go ahead.
Okana no tima dotana manibuma oe. Di manibuma oe. Manibum maebe tami vinyate. So kwa mejaji ni awe ke moke rakije ogitame oe na. Nuwala o vene network iriaje he. Nuwa iziegbe. Obere nove swebe kenoke iswe. I really want to thank you all for listening to him. He's a good storyteller. Many of us never hear this story before. Some of us will even hear her. We hear her in the way other people talk her. But this one, and now we ourselves, they talk our story. Most of the story where they hear before, he done at the way we both like and I the writer. But now him they talk this one now.
It's back
A
again
story by a dope man. I bet make we listen to him.
Imasuen, go ahead, please. Oh my God, generator. Go ahead. We get our brother here, Victor Irahon. Is going to. Do you have anything to say?
Hello.
Welcome.
Hey.
Wakuyo.
Imasuen is back again now.
Mahone.
Mahamenuta, go ahead. Mr. Victor Irahon, go ahead. Go ahead. Do your greetings.
I welcome the house. I mean, I salute the house.
Where we Zedu la wo.
La wagwe wa domo itu watu laga. Okagbe itu
Wesi.
I wonder the masses where the real Okagbo. Okagbo. Yeah, I will announce that later. Wabowa.
Abokia.
It way. Oh, let me see.
Well, I got no money and I
okay.
But I'm going to get to Imasuen Izoduwa will come back again.
Yeah, I'm just joining the house now. Unfortunately, the topic, Lawaguyo.
The topic is a week away Iden Okbohu.
Olori Iden Okbohu.
Olori Iden, when at here. Olori Iden.
Okay.
Why
so? Ito watu laga. Iden Okbohu. Zevinidi Ohaya Rock Otoade. I think it's in the public domain because Ohani Ayasi Huata Ate with drama and all that. This is our sister Nori London few months back. I'm not quite sure of the name. Noki Kirine 24 Bitimuri.
Okay, Mommy Eunice.
Eunice, exactly. I think she played that part of it very well. Where this man, Olu Jacobs, Niana Ate, Wakwe. That story, Honor brings out the real story of Iden. So we're all aware of that story. We know Yajigbe is the same, do here, Kekevegua. And few years ago, Otimare Nowamagbe, Honor will suggest to the palace when I meet that day. So we've been all abreast with the story. It's a clear one. Ijimani or Fiegbe no Hajigbe is the same, Egua Kekevedo. And
Sorry, Imasuen Izoduwa is back. Please stay with us. You tell us, let Imasuen Izoduwa tell us the history, then you come and tell them that I'm real Kagbe. Thank you.
Okay, then.
Go.
All right.
Master Izoduwa, go ahead, please.
Is it good now?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
The network is currently really very bad.
100%. You are okay. Go ahead.
We understand.
Go ahead, Imasuen Izoduwa. Go ahead. I'll bring you back again.
It's bad.
It's good now. It's good. It's good. Go ahead.
Can I proceed?
Yes, go ahead. Talk. Go ahead. Oh, my God. My brother, Mr. Iraho, go ahead until he comes back again. Just a step gap.
Okay. As I was saying, where the references to that event, I analyze it back. You know, when I Hodi, right from Begenoya Sunuti date, when Edoya revolt then against the palace, when Oboya Bo, where Idena do woke, Wanaya is the same, Amami, Iona, Yigbeya, Fiohane, Guana, Anoya is the same. But that area, I think, Oman,
We were
here we know where for these days, Naita. Okay. Okay. So that area, Omai Huafo, within Naita, where Ajiji Mazese, I think there should be a forum for that now in Ahayata. So that was how the Benin came back, Guanado settled to date. So but if you look at the drama, Olu Jacobs and Co. put up then, Iama Tevani Ladia, Omaheke in Aita today. So I've been a hair, Nani Vani here. Ijima Gelejik they say, and we are all happy today where we are enjoying it. So similar thing, Awe Bowegmen too. Bene Bogmen Muladian where Jesus Christ or Yegbe is they say, Agmonado de. If we, the Benis, now we have a similar story, I think it's a thing, Nimawe, ya proud. So let me stop there so far.
Pardon, what say? You only no clarify no where ma do igbe look into it. Who why when ma pay streamer with ya?
Na fi were entirely. One me story so on when atahe. On when atahe. It will look a little bit barbaric. Manado ayai mana tohani we can a foreigner say we majiji mazese. So okay can carve a way out na ya ta. That is my personal opinion towards that. Okay. Because me here time if I know my story now, let's say when you video about Yausa or Eboye wana, it do have my way misunu mana yiji mazese. O mahuya we ho. O mahuya.
No here pa voluntarily. Olori Iden. That when no buy work with GSS.
Madam, I'm waiting here 1 second. One second. Madam, I'm waiting here 1 second. There's a call. Hello, okay. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello, go ahead.
Hello, that was our talk boy.
Well, talk boy. Where's the kakabo? Where's it?
Contribute to discussing now. Although what he's saying is
Eglo, why would it be funny? Why would it be funny? Imasuen Izoduwa is back. So now we will not get collect information. Okay, the question. Yeah, our brother Imasuen Izoduwa, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh my God. Go ahead, Imasuen Izoduwa. Go ahead.
A network problem.
When do you might not do you know where reboot?
Okay.
We can hear you.
Social media no less.
Hello.
Hello, go ahead. We can hear you. We can hear you.
Do when I go up, I will mute or who them and call in.
No, Imasuen Izoduwa is what?
When the brother no go on, he continue carry on.
I want to phone ban. Timani finish. Brother no go ban finish ne. Tim I'm phone ile. The person on phone ban. Can you repeat your call, please? Go ahead. No molest. Hello, go ahead. What? Reduce Nuyagima.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah. Hello, Master Izoduwa, can you hear us?
Why in Itania?
Yakabo.
Okay, I think it's the network has improved here.
Yeah, go ahead, Master Izoduwa, please.
Right, sorry for the background noise. It's generator.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm hearing you.
Ide. Let me close the door.
Ubege don't say no na keni mani rewe bona ni makwo boku gbe na ya dole we maji. Ede na khina.
What's it?
Okay. Omania.
Omane.
Anyway, why agree? It's not not my doing. Like I was saying, I think I heard him a few times when he spoke about Queen Iden. Basically, the Queen Iden story, and all of that. But the major reason that Obaiwakbe found himself in the situation was because he had performed some human sacrifices during the time of the burial of his mother, OLOI Bonoza. And he found himself, the Benins discovered that some Benins were used as part of the ritual. So that's what put him in the problem, in the situation that has engulfed the entire kingdom of Hitato, the empire. So another human sacrifice was required as the ultimate sacrifice to revive the Benin kingdom. Now, there were so many people, the Benin people never left Benin kingdom. There were people within the Ogbeas, it's just that Edomayaga, there were abundance of people that could have been used for the human sacrifice, but he was not scared to go carry any random Edo person for sacrifice, because if he's caught, the penalty would have almost be a death penalty or a banishment penalty. Why we believe that the Oba of Benin is a God representative on earth, but there are some states capital crime that he must not be seen committing. If he's seen committing, he must definitely pay for it. We have had Ogiso Wodo was a regicide was committed, was murdered by the Edo people when he committed the abominable sin of killing a pregnant woman. Obaohen was stoned to death when he committed the murder of Iyase Imuse. And well, Obaisigi luckily was also supposed to also witness the rout of the Edo people, but luckily for him was able to escape. So capital crime has been meted out on some Obas who went against the law, the sacred laws of the land. So Ewakbe wouldn't be spared. In short, the Benin, what has happened during Obaohen, a sort of an oath was made by the Benin chiefs that a regicide will never, to Obaiwai, who was a son of Obaohen, a sort of an oath-taking ceremony was made that a regicide, never a time in the history of Benin going forward will the Benin chiefs be responsible for the murder of an Oba. So every year during the Igwe festival, it is reenacted when some doing the Oba, when the chiefs will dance and raise, flip their event upwards and turn it upside down, and it's a reenactment of what has happened by the oath they took to by why the first, that never a time will they commit a regicide again. So because of that law, that oath that was taken, otherwise the crime that Obayewakbe committed as an inexperienced Oba, I've explained that, would have been murdered by the Benin, but instead the Benins now decided to punish him by not serving him anymore. So eventually, I'm trying to do a sort of a recap. Eventually, all of those sacrifices were performed and the ultimate sacrifices was required. So the debacle of getting a human being to be sacrificed now became a problem until OLOI then has suggested that she offers herself to be sacrificed ultimately. And Obayewakbe was not happy about it, but eventually she persuaded him for her to be sacrificed. Sort of the sacrifice was Onado Tindin, you know. She wasn't killed like a lot of Benins. I've seen the Koka story that is being showed by Nollywood or being produced by some Benin directors. That was not the type of death that OLOI Iden was meted on. She was buried alive, death by asphyxiation. So Obayewakbe Tindi, her head was facing the sky, but directly opposite the palace. So Onadwa Azekengwe from her head towards the head until she was buried like that. All right, and obviously. So that's how eventually after that ultimate sacrifice was made, a couple of days, the Benin started understanding that it was wrong, that for having to disrespect their Oba like that. Before you knew, the Egwanation, Wavu and all of that. So normalcy came to the kingdom and the Benin chiefs were willing and able to respect their king and show their loyalty once again. So he brought that stability. Now, what we decided, this was a revelation we had 4 years ago, that as sacrifices, although she gave some instructions, because she's a sort of a jealous woman, she gave some certain instruction that no living thing must step on her graveside and all of that, and she must always be remembered. Now, the clue was that for close to 500 years, the Benin forgot about her, intentionally or unintentionally. And it is having cascades of ripple effects on Benin society. It's a strong revelation that some of us have had 4 or 5 years. A lot of old men came to meet me November last year. We're all working, one of them is Dr. Morodi and all of that. We're all working together on this project. They also had a revelation. Even earlier, before I had the revelation in 2017, when we started Queen Eden's Day and all of that. But we're trying to make it bigger. We're trying to familiarize the entire Edo people how Queen Iden has been abandoned and forgotten for our uncommon heroism. Today we talk about Immortan. Immortan was deified. If you're doing burial ceremony, you must go and ruin Immortan. What actually did Immortan did? Well, she did one or two things, but not as much as what Iden did. Okay, another powerful one is OLOI Idia. Idia is the first Iyoba of Benin. Quite all right. You understand? But what Idia did was she fought the war for the protection of a child, Obaisige. She inherently was fighting for his son, Obaisige. So the sacrifice that Queen Idia did, Nona Konkonedo, was inherently because he knew that the future of the kingdom lies in the hands of his child, who is the Oba of Benin. So Queen Idia fought for a future that she had a stake in. Now, bringing it back to OLOI Iden, Iden sacrificed. Iden had no child of her own. So Iden was not the first wife of the Oba. She had no stake in the future of what becomes the kingdom or what becomes the empire. She had no single stake. But she did it out of pure sacrifice. She did it out of pure love. She genuinely loved the husband. She genuinely loved the people. She genuinely loved the land. Because that is what sacrifice is all about. When you don't have to be paid back. When you feel that the ultimate sacrifice, what I think love is a sacrifice without payment. All right, that was not the kind of love. I'm not saying Idia wasn't a great woman, but to a very large extent, she's one of the most famous heroines in the entire world. She's been celebrated already. But what happened to Iden that has done even more? Without Iden, I don't think there would have been Benin Kingdom. If the line of Ewakbe was perfect, I don't think that Benin would have been able to recover from that shock of not having to serve. It would have been drifting into a republican nation. A republican nation where there will not be any monarchy. That is what Iden resisted. That is what Iden fought against. And that is why some of us took it as an idea. Since 2017, every other person's keying into Queen Iden is as a result of what we've been doing for the past 4 years. All right. And it is not a project for Izoduwa because Izoduwa was the first. There were people who had a revelation in 2016, a year or two before. Eventually, we spoke. I met them, a couple of them. They are advanced people. One of them is almost in his mid-70s and all of that. But I was the first person to officially put it on the social media for people to understand it using my platform, Association of Great Benin Descent. And from there, it's been gradually gathering a lot of momentum. And why did we choose February 14th as a day? Yes, I deliberately chose February 14th because I can't tolerate, I can't experience having a European ideology infiltrating the Benin society. I can't have an alien tradition being replicated in the Benin soil in the form of Saint Valentine's that is known to me. So 14th was choosing because we want to use a genuine love to replace a love that might not have existed or a fake love, an immoral sort of love that people now called and all of that. We want to use the life and times of Eden to obliterate all the part of the European ideology within the Benin society. And that's why February 14th was carefully choosing for we to remember this woman as Edo people, minding to us why the world is celebrating Valentine's. Me as a proud Edo person, I should be celebrating my own Eden. There's no conflict. Valentine do not own February 14th. Anybody's history could fall on February 14th, could use February 14th, could use any date as a date to celebrate one of their heroines. And that's why we had to choose February 14th, because we're trying to start stamping out some European ideology within the Benin society. And this year, I'm reaching out to quite a lot. My group, our association, we are reaching out to quite a lot of groups to join, to make it our program, to make it what we stand for. We've been revolutionary, we've been the people the world has been talking about that is still keeping to their traditions, to their culture, to their history. And this is part of who we are. Let's tell the world the history of Queen Iden. Let's show the world what it means for a woman to truly love her people, for a woman to truly love her husband. Let's show the world what genuine sacrifice is all about. And that's what, to me, Iden represents. And for the fact that we've not been remembering this woman has caused a lot of setbacks to us in terms of growth. There are so many questions on the day of we're doing a press conference on February 12th. There are going to be so many questions. A lot of wow questions is that what's in noviedo and we say noviedo or it what's in and azedo maviedo eoni ezedo will be and all of that. This whole thing is all linked up revelationally to Queen Iden, for the fact that we've not remembered this woman for this very long. While we remember the rest, we've not remembered one person who is truly one of the most wow amongst all of them. And that is what we're trying to do. And that is what we've been doing for the past 4 years. This is going to be the 5th year. And we're calling on everybody as an adult man, woman, daughter, or whatever, to key into it. Let's run with the idea. Let's celebrate this woman. Let's tell the entire world who she represents as truly as one of the greatest Edo women that has ever been born. So I think I will round up here. If there are questions, I'll just take some questions, observation, so that I can go and get ready for my other program on my group. Anyway, I'll call Ima.
Well, say my brother, Mami, Nuguatana, Valentine Day ni. The man if you do not celebrate Italy no Valentine, they don't celebrate him. They know him as a criminal that was jailed and fell in love while in prison. So Queen Iden and Nojo at that point if you hand him ought to be celebrated. But my brother, I would have loved if we choose another day, apart from that 14th February, to celebrate Queen Iden, because he really stood for peace, he stood for love, and he really dedicated her life for us. Despite more, but he created the chance for other people and their children to live happily. So I'm so impressed with your story. Thank you very much.
Hello. If you have any question, my question is, why is it that Queen Idia is not? We have a lot of great women from Benin. Queen Idia is well known, and you've answered it now. All this information you've given to us now, there is a question from Clarence Bear. He said it is not within the palace from the King Square. No, he said all this information, have they been confirmed from the palace?
What information?
The history you just mentioned. I think one of them said this.
What that I mentioned?
Yeah.
Well, Clarence Peter, maybe, or Clarence Bello, you did make a correction. Thank you. Sometimes, it's still within. Sometimes we still make the mistake of mispronouncing correctly Sokmomba as Sakmomba. Correctly Sokmomba. I appreciate that. I'm aware of it. It's just sometimes when you're talking, you get get lost in the euphoria of what you're saying. Well, Clarence Bello, to a very large extent, I'm an authority in Benin history, and I don't say things that are not verifiable, that is not acceptable by the research that or the story, the true story that has been passed down from our ancestors to date. All right, so no doubt about it. My history, any history that I say, they're authentic. If you want references, I could provide a lot of them for you from textbooks, from historical textbooks.
Thank you very much for that. The other question is, has the cost been reverted? That is from
no.
Cost
placed on in copper has not been reverted. It will be difficult. The only person that can revert it is Ewakbe himself. If there is a return of Ewakbe, that cost will be reverted. But the only problem is the original Sosomaye no Gwedo Tere Gade. Sosomaye that was enabled and empowered by the mystics of the forest for Baiwai the first was what Ewakbe threw away. So one cannot tell whether they can be the Benins can be able to get an Ososomaye as powerful as the Ososomaye of Baiwai. So the Ososomaye that is not being used by the Oba, the present Obas of Benin, in true perspective, is not as powerful as the one that Ewakbe Yaya sent the Koka. So it might be difficult for that cost to be reverted, but Obaga Oga Muyi Yoto Nyokba Nyetoboy or Meba Bifia. It's only an Ewakbe that can revert the cost of Ewakbe. No Oba can revert the cost. If another Ewakbe reincarnates, he will be able.
Exactly.
So now it's not been reverted. Any other question?
We are not hearing you.
The caller, go ahead. Another caller. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, see.
Well, see.
Actually, is very painful. Anyway, if it is possible for us to, put things right, I will be very happy because we are doing actually Iden sacrifice. Just like the sacrifice that Jesus make, because we are Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Made a sacrifice for people to live for truth, for the kingdom to exist, to continue. That's exactly what Queen Iden did for the kingdom. And Idia for me, Idia and ESG was a warrior who fought against the external enemies that was external enemy of our land. So Iden is very, very important. It's just that the way there's no documentation, I think I wouldn't say there was no wisdom as regard documentation and putting things in a blueprint for people to come and learn from. Now that we are ready, I think what we should do first, like that February 14th, it's not a bad idea if we have to use that date, because majority of the date we had a culture copy celebrate. Many of us don't even know the origin of what we are celebrating. We just because people are doing it, we begin to celebrate such activities. So if we have that February 14th, for me, I'm supporting that February 14th because it's already a date they want set aside for celebration. So if the Benin can use it to celebrate the Iden, it will be something that will go viral. And secondly, we should do everything. I'm actually directing this one to Imasuen, my brother. We should do everything to make sure that whatever we do, go into document things, make sure that things are being documented to the extent that it will go into we incorporate into our school curriculum from primary school. I'm a boy problem in my dunya, and the other dreams here and those visions and revelations were many is as a result of the fact that they start from the grassroots. When I have I incorporate culture into them. Many of our forefathers, they failed us because most of them, the sacrifice now we're getting after that time in the palace. Another human sacrifice that we should see how we can prevent people from hearing the when I have fear with I have history with you. If you look at the Bible, when I asked you from Abraham was about with Abraham by a compound the Arabian or Yama Tony Yama land with Mika honey. When we asked when the Bible this even when the warriors Moses from Moses to Joshua. If you are not going to if I saw Sapwa we saw Sarupa again, the saw Sarupa again in a land. Yansiwa Kohoka, the important thing is that history should be told the way it is. Where
I agree with you.
That history, we're changing the course of that history. Whether it is dangerous or not, let the truth be said, because these are the things that happened long time ago. We can never go back to such thing again. So let our children know our history so that they'll be able to learn from it and be able to tell these stories. And that is the only way we can
thank you very much. Thank you very much, caller.
Exactly. Thank you.
When I hear the two way the caller talk just now, I bet before I ask my question, I want to ask our brother Imasuen Izoduwa. Please, we know you are doing great work with the great Benin descendant. Will it be nice if I ask the people, our those in diaspora, that they should contribute? A lot of people are saying you should print book, write book, history and all. Do you have a bank account that we can give out so that the Great Benin Descendant Association group can get some donation or some help from the people in those in diaspora? That is one. Then number two, the other question is, where is Iden buried?
In the palace now.
Not in the palace, a land that is opposite the palace.
Okay, a quick one. I have little time, maybe like 5 minutes or so, or 10 minutes maximum to be here. Well, there's currently, we've designed beautiful t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodie, for that day, and there have been a lot of support. And there's a bank account for the association that people can donate to if they want to, so that, because we have a budget for it, and some of us are taking care of some of the expenses. A lot of persons have showed interest to take care of some expenses within ourselves. And so maybe after the program, I'll send you the association account and all of that. Everything goes straight and into the event, the program, basically. And we're going to, and there are going to be a lot of financial report for people to understand. If you pay 1,000 naira, your name will be written as one that you paid 1,000 naira, and all that. We're very
so if you want to be a member, it's 1,000 naira registration fees.
We don't do registration. Once we're a Benin president qualified to be a member of GBD,
please speak to them.
And
if I now listen to look at the question that is being asked, or can someone name their daughter Iden? Because we have seen that no one has been given their children that name Iden.
Well, a brother of mine through me, November last year, gave a daughter, Odawa Beer, and I did a talk on Eden show. Yeah, Beer, the following day, and I will talk on Eden. He named the girl Eden. He called me to ask me, why not? Means
Exactly.
love. So why
I
can't you name
promise
your
any
child?
of my
Instead
daughter
of
will be named
Instead of
Iden.
very moving names, Naidwahe, Nima, we have beautiful names like Iden, Idia. You know, Emota is not a good name for people to know because that was not a real name.
Omitan.
Emitan, so you shouldn't name your child Emota. You shouldn't name your child Emotan. But every other Benin, Iden, beautiful, Idia, Idiawo, and all of that, those are beautiful names we can name. The second question I asked was, what's the annoying? What's the anotania? I think I've answered your
When I
first
bury
question.
Denny,
Okay, can I bury
the
Iden?
burial.
Okay, can I bury Iden? Iden is not buried. Unobwa. Iden was never buried inside the palace. It was buried at almost Egenede. Kenagite Ring Road was Unobwa, was the entrance inside the palace. All right. Iden is buried beside Oba Market. It's in between Oba Market, Uropota. Wawa Onukpokpa no le no Onukpo no separate Uropota from Ekioba. Ugbenfoewa, Iden is buried there. He's buried. People will see it live on February 14th because we're going to start our procession rite from Okanio. The ancestral home of Iden is Okanio. Then we're going to march all the way from Okanio. Then the final place will be at our grave site. It's well fenced. You can't go in. You can't go in. So it's well fenced and all of that. So basically, I think I've answered your question. The Eden's graveyard is still there beside Oba's Market. Okay.
God bless you.
Thank you very much. We are very grateful. I'm carried away with this story.
The question I saw, let me just quickly answer the question from Victor Higie. All right, if you were here at the beginning of our class, I had said that the time Ewakwe became the Oba of Benin, it was not primogeniture. We were practicing rotational kingship. All right, and get it very clearly. Let me take you back a little bit. Ewaye gave birth to 3 sons that became Oba of Benin. The first was Ezoti. After Ezoti, Olua. Olua was his younger brother. After Olua, Zolwa. Ozola was the last child. Ozola had 3 sons or 4 sons, but Ozola's Esige was the son of Ozolwa. Then Esige gave birth to Oba Orogboa. Oba Orogboa gave birth to Oba Ehengbuda. Oba Ehengbuda gave birth to Oba Ohuan, which was called Prince Odogbo. But Ohuan had no child. Uhurena Laibu had no child. Now, but because he had no heir, they needed to now be rotating the kingship amongst the royal house. They created a royal house, just like in Ife, where you have 5 royal houses, just like in Saudi Arabia, where you have 2 royal houses, just like in Oyo where you have 2 royal houses. So about 5 royal houses were created, 5, 6 royal houses were created. It was rotated amongst them. Then he now got to the royal house of Akenuzama. Akenuzama was an old man, so he had declined that he was already too old to become the Oba. Instead, which was called Prince Idova. All right. The story was that Ewaye, 300 and something years earlier, had made a prophecy that Oba no na Omanagitie Idova ne Oba or Arioba is going to face a lot of tribulation. So because the Benin's chiefs still remember that prophecy about 300 or 400 years earlier, decided to not change Idova's name to another name. They now gave him Ehenera, in order not that the prophecy of Ewaye not to come to pass, but the prophecy of Ewaye still came to pass. he had so many problems. Idova or Durie Wakbe. When Iden was sacrificed and the kingdom was eventually stabilized, he now called all of the chiefs and he now told them that they should revert back to Omogai, Iragai Omogai, primogeniture. So then the chiefs now said that before now, Wayai Hamoba, that is what a lot of Benins are not aware. Again, the Wayai Hamoba, if you die, all of your belongings, your children, your wife, all of your properties belongs to the Oba of Benin. It was always a practice. But at the time of Ewakben, when the Ewakben now begged the chiefs that the kingship should stay with his family, the chiefs also now presented that if the kingship, we were to allow the kingship to stay with your family, you will also allow that when we die, our properties, our properties and everything should be with our first sons too, with our family. He agreed. Then an oath that the Benin called Ato, the oath of Ato was struck. And today, that is the second promulgated act, Nedoye law, till date. The law of primogeniture, the law of Nayari Oba, Nayazoba was enacted. The first one was enacted during the time of Ogisori Agba. The second one was enacted during the time of Oba Ewakbe. Oge Wakbe Aye Loti did from Oba Ewakbe till now, it is a straight direct line. So the present Oba of Benin is a direct descendant of Oba Ewakbe. All right, so that's the one we still, I think I have to.
Please,
Brother Ben, before you go,
when next are you
there is
coming?
a question. Where is Eden an abbreviation? And what is the full meaning of Eden? Because we know that Edo names have meaning. What is
Eden is not an abbreviation.
Okay.
Miss Love.
When next are you coming to talk to us, please?
Anytime, feel free to call me. Anytime, okay. As far as this topic,
brother, thank you for the vast knowledge of our history. Most of these things, no highlights now. Apart from the stories, talent of Benin, so my ma, and the one in Mami, a drama, where I am very, very grateful. We want to hear from you next time.
They want to see your logo. Ask him to show us our logo. I don't know what he's trying to say. The logo of
how they can get
Iden's picture. I will send it. Yeah, send you the picture. You a WhatsApp paper, so you can share it with them. You can share it to the platform. They'll see her.
Thank you very much. They want to hear from you again. They want to listen to the lecture.
Now, before you go, I would love you that anytime we are celebrating it, then let them do the T-shirt, the cloth, so that people will buy it.
All of them next. T-shirt and everything.
How do we have it down here? If we get the logo, we can print it and sell.
I will communicate. There's a design for the T-shirt. We are mass producing. I will communicate it with a PA. It's just I cannot send it directly to this platform. I don't know how to do it. Otherwise, it's in my phone. But the moment I end this program now, I'm going to forward all of those designs and Queen Iden's statue to a PA so that a PA can see and can share those T-shirts.
Are you going to give us permission to print and the proceeds will be sent to GBD?
If either you want to print overseas or you can order here, because a lot of persons with diaspora now they are ordering already. Going to print. First print is over 200.
Better if you print it and we order it from you.
You order it from here, so no problem.
No, if you order from Madam Motinya, we print it and we sell and we send the proceeds to GB.
Exactly. Another thing I want to tell our brother Izoduwa, may God continue to bless you. Please, we need more of all this information because the history of our Edo kingdom is just dying away. most of our children that are born in Europe don't even know. But I would love you to create another platform where you will involve all children born abroad, so that we that are the parents will not click our children into it, where they will continue to hear, listen to our history. It will be too good to do that, I beg.
Yeah, I have a platform. You see, I'm in a haste to leave now because I'm supposed to have started my live program. I do my live program every Sunday by 7:30. So I have a live program, a platform where everybody can join and learn, because there I always
let us know.
You
Send
share
it
the link.
to Okagbe of One Nation.
Okagbe of the
Okagbe
unit.
of the whole nation. He will now distribute it to us. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Private chat. I'm sending it.
Clarence Bear, he want to go now. What will be your request? Quick, we talk now. He said, make I give him your request. What is your request? Just say it quick.
He can call in.
He sent it already. Okay. I suppose he sent it.
Over the private chat, I've sent on the private chat, you can see it. I've sent the page.
Okay. It would have been better. Who can open a WhatsApp group for children born abroad?
Okay. So what's the question again? I'm leaving now, please.
It's Clarence Bear, one of our supporter. He said he's asking for a request from you. I don't know if it's prayer request or I don't know.
I think you. I remember was saying that I can't remember about Ioba Palace and all of that, but that's a long story. I won't be able to get done in 10, 15 minutes.
Yes, that is what he said.
Yeah.
We can handle that another day.
Another day.
The next anytime we will need to bring it again. I'll answer it.
Thank you very much. Let me say bye-bye to him before I answer this call. Hello, go ahead. Thank you very much.
My brother, where's the Kakabo, eh?
Yeah, it's gone, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but my request was in my earlier comment, which you highlighted. I was like asking that next time he comes, he should let us into how the Yoba Palace at Uselu came about.
He answered you. He said he can't do it now, that he will do it the next lecture.
Because you asked that I should send my request, which I already sent, so that's why I called again.
Thank you very much for your support. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Victor Irahon, thank you for joining us today. For us to close now, Madam Mwetinyana, you go to ask him about how to become a Okagbe. May you explain to people?
Where's the Kakabo? Mami Okagbe na. Mate Okagbe. Where Okagbe Gugamie?
Yeah.
I'm Okagbe Ogoyoimi. No wasi family go. I'm Okagbe Oge marriage. I'm Okagbe. Beho na be na ya doctor. Okagbe ne pa montehi.
Wenu tana my sister. Okagbe gelebu. It's a run here where Okagbe so run Stenagbe. Abi.
Okay.
Mode Egbo Kagbe ni Okagbe wuhure. Okagbe wuhure.
Ukuregbe no abi ukuredo ya.
Ukuregbe avion edayi also igbara vihure na omuiku oleva enebu. Okagbe wunu keka ore internet. Okagbe ri egbe. Okagbe wuhure eno. Okagbe wuhure ogagbede. Oumu family. Wa Okagbe wo.
That Bede is a blacksmith.
Iwo humu itane. A blacksmith ga na na te agbede.
when makachi wo kagbe e pagi na nia ona do time agwe e o kagbe no ge o kagbe no ro o kagbe no so fioto diri o kagbe we
Diri o kagbe ukure.
O kagbe kuro o kagbe no se here e o kagbe no na babi ku o le lo e babi
na we no ya o na appoint we no ya o imi
only my own. So Kagbena a promoter or Kagbe of the universe.
Anybody not make a mistake who went on my worry?
Well, like a wig me.
Yeah, Mugue. No, a family where Christians say here, we
a Christian.
Kagbe do deal with Boya.
Oh, pardon me, all the mere. Oh, for no fear where you have.
I give me a red belly. I feel where you are, family, you hide yourself.
Oh, if what you're on, if you're where you hide, Tally Major Pa. If you are not working up your way, you have, or I'm with it. We were doing Manami $1 back banner under a power Kagbe of universe, $8 or him. Well,
for joining us.
Yeah, we married me. So, however, next time
we will call you again to come and tell us when I give you gay. When I will Tony, because a lot of people might believe when we net them now. I will want you to tell the story because
anytime, any day. We Manasseh Odionano Tane Ohagi Mwima.
Kakabo.
Yeah, we can always reference in Maridita.
That's right.
So I think it's okay.
That's right. So my creative program when we are doing tradition already donate the lily net there. I do time. You know when you mammy more beer. Then I get kenenemi amano jimnani yaku near typho. Money you rag money today.
Till tomorrow, till next tomorrow.
Water, no need.
Baba. Namu koke den awedi.
Okay.
It's a long story.
Oh, surprise me, my head bomb where or wabera copa ni mama ike pa kagbo pa la wo baba ma we both ma we both
anytime any day igwe me na nwa so me wa yin no bo imo boyo
wa se baba pa bo ade ba we
imo boyo e mani je me
oga ga so do odo tio edo ga so go ma odo tio
devonu weye sister devonu weye
Italy Verona me waje Italy
wa mo dio we budo
we odiogwe ebu ami odiogwe siga ami odiogwe anyo epa okagbe ma ejo odiogwe ma ejo kagbe
ma odiogwe we London ma odiogwe UK ma odiogwe we UK appointed odiogwe ni ma
me ma owe to me every other one
ọba ìrédìí àwa appointed odiogwe ni ma UK and Ireland.
Mama, be married on
the way 419.
Oh, no. I'll tell you, read. Call the Dr. Morodion. He will tell you.
Yeah.
When no paper, Mammy, when no he, a dog where Domano where, why, or money man, or
a good comrade did by man. Good comrade, go ahead. Welcome to the house.
Maladian. We cannot be talking to
the photo.
Why? Good comrade. Audio na gwa. Baba la mo picture well Adrian.
On a comrade no winner behind the scene.
Mabe kolok beno hangi muna aja kwa mo photo la dia. Boy de photo well Adrian mabe.
Scene. Nedoa
when the video in my bag
I don't want to.
Next time when I make picture la dia I accept it. We no go.
Oh, yeah, on le ke me ye. O le ke me ye, but the problem of
wa get go oya go.
Hello, network with my way. Network with my way.
Nigeria we take on ya.
Oh, London.
Yeah, network in London is a Korean one, no, I be all down.
Network with my way.
Anyway, probably or outside London.
Yeah,
maybe go to London. Maybe go to London.
Kakabo. Yeah, so run here na gbogede.
Yeah, matter. Only London na be funny.
Outside London.
Yeah.
A lot of message from comment where no picture, no talk.
Henry O. Or what I will not God bless you, Henry O.
No picture, no talk. Henry O. Where no picture, no talk.
Brother Israel Samota will show your face. The first man I run on my go see go.
Our madam from Doris Ojon from Italy wants to talk. Hello, go ahead.
Oh, our great sister. Where's
he, Kakabo?
Kakabo.
My dear, it's unfortunate where I won't deal with.
Otima Osamede Fadaka when it to waya or we had the next week.
Oh, Hamotima we go to come I go to Kakabo.
It's just to send the real where I see everybody, I greet everybody.
No. Come I want you to go to Kakabo.
Next weekend we have me. Message. Then what you have America or what you
have. That's good.
Where do manage your work you
Italy where a web who Italy a John Weir. I have my position.
I will explain in my way. You know, say no na woku. We go to Vitaly. You go find out. You go get it find out.
What's your woman actually telling me? I do. Make your money.
So when the washing machine, ye kaka. And then I'll my mouth. Real story. Italian culture. Oh, we go joke. This is no joke. How can the Italian man? Also, you have a supermarket. All the poso peaji.
What on the marble?
What the marble?
With my work, Italians make winner. I have many Italian friends, more than Nigerian friends. Even though my a group called that is Women Center, Nimanate Stories. In a equal or Mugojo Piahu, the whole of Italy. Or my normal only, or my ne ibitalo, equal or Mugojo Piahu.
Mr. Raho, Peter Kundaye were a pa, where do people for Italy? Most of them, they not get head. Who
tell her? All those people where they UK, where they Canada, where they braka, not be Italy they pass through. Italy na home of.
We'll be going
Italy
out,
they
but
go
not
for
now. I'm
no
waiting for
all
somebody.
delinquent. Magai training yane, mag washing yane. Here do party that devil. Italy is a better place to live in. My government, my offender,
Anyway, Sister Owepe, Okagbe.
Sir.
You can't even now.
Where's the Baba? Where's
the? Dear.
I wouldn't want to tell you go your own.
We're connecting me. Oh, why we go to Italian culture no? Okay. And when anybody no Italian culture.
Your mind.
If your man,
to put the washing machine, I win now.
Yeah, no. I'm
not there.
You know when.
I'm not there. So come I there be a car. Or the
we mark your man.
Me mark your man. Walk your man.
Verona
your boy.
Mame Verona Romeo and Juliet TJ. Verona is city of love. Verona. 28 years Verona. Then Italona selfish. Mesena mujo diongwe. Ogo kunoro we ogo.
So my people, next week we are going to talk about farming again, because we want a lot of people made them involved for
everybody should go to farming. Farm to feed yourself, and as you feed yourself, you feed the nation. And Operation feed yourself and feed the nation. Just plant anything near your house, it go grow. Though God has blessed Edo that we have good manure. Even if na rest and you plant something, it go grow. Anything you want to plant. Me, I don't from here tell my children, my land, make them go plant something. If na okra, pepper, bitter leaf, everything they grow. So by next week, we'll continue from there. Those selector connector, Mona come listen to us. Next Sunday, we did there. A power say Odomo or Kagbe of the open.
Where's the about Enutie Edimofika Enutie?
Oh, Kagbe of the whole world.
Enutie. Also, where's the Kakabo? Also, we talk say we go do all those people where they do a saga, where they cause problem up and down. After the farming video go they come up all the time, so that we'll sensitize our people, make them know how to make them do the farm. Una do well today. I am so happy for your time. A lot of people turn up today. Maybe next 2 weeks, Imasuen Izoduwa will come back again, and he go explain to us a lot of topics. Go reach Ruby, the wife of the mother of Okpota. I mean, the mother of Ise. It go talk about a lot of things we will not know. The revolt, the we have it here. A lot, a motor. So it's better you hear it right in the right language and in the comfort of your home. We get the great comrade now. Since we are not accepting for picture, it's out again for audio for phone. My brother, go ahead.
United Kingdom and the Islands.
Yeah.
Festival in London. You're totally right now.
The matter, no.
Where was them in London?
It's true. When you argue with him, where a Roy now working for 19, no.
Okay.
I think Dr. Igbinov. I think Dr. Igbinov Yaka, no. Dr. Igbinov Yaka, no. That's good. That's good. That's good.
So you are not your type of the universe.
You have the universe. The universe. Yeah, America. Yeah, type of the universe. What? Kakabo away me. Now your Bobby no where say Kakabo? Where say? So my people, Madam Motinya, say everything about the farm, and we get plenty men for ground. We need women.
Yes, so my people, next Sunday we will discuss about the farm. If you know you need land, you will let us know. Many people don't call, say they get land where they'll give us, make we take farm.
Yeah.
And if you don't need land, if even at your compound, you go fit plant. One sister, Madam Doris, he teach us last week, say, we fit get cement bag, even rice bag, where we go put sand, put manure, take plant. She don't practice am, and she don't dey do am. You know, say, farm no mean only wetin dem dey plant o. E mean poultry.
Chicken.
We don't dey see different one. People wey dey do poultry or fowl, snails, rabbits, and we still get opportunity to take link you to any plant wey you wan buy. If even na cocoa, na coconut, na pear, na cashew, na guava, anything. If you want still learn how to do fishery, wetin we dey call fishery, fish pond, people dey wey go teach you. This Paul Kagbe wey you dey see so, he say he go fit give us acres of land.
Yes.
Me, I don't get my own. I don't talk with a Paul Kagbe. And if you want call a Paul Kagbe, he number, he dey always dey our platform. That is +44, abi? Me, I
Yes.
no go talk now.
+44 78
Talk am.
+44 78 88 88
88
9466.
Una see am. Make una call a Paul Kagbe, because we no fit dey say like Edo bad, we no dey return home. Make we still get wetin we take go do for that Edo. See am na the number na a Paul Kagbe show so. +44 78 88 88 9466. If even na husband you want, if even na wife you want, if even na medical treatment na you want, or you want talk to anybody, make they advise you on something, or you get problem wey dey disturb you, call a Paul Kagbe. He go direct you to who he know say he go fit help you. We no dey record anybody. Anything when you tell us, it remain with us. Be free. Be free. My people, make we not die in silence. Oh, and this one I want to end my own. Oh, me, I dey always talk out. Anything do me, I dey tell a power kagbe, and a power kagbe, they always give us solution. We many way they do this program. One day Japan, another one day Holland, another one day Denmark, another one day Austria, another one day Belgium. Me, I dey for Italy. And with your mom, anything which you want, call a power kagbe. He go direct you on how to go about it. Now, so we want to end today. Now do well. A power kagbe. Where say oh,
thank you. I would like to greet Vivian Daros, Irene, Henry O. Una do well.
Everybody where they platform una do well.
Una do well. Clarence Bear, we say kakabo for na support. I value na God go bless you. Na well, plenty. Iden.
Make with the born name Iden.
You say you can name your child Iden?
Yes. Any of my daughter will born now. Now Iden I go name her.
You can't be Zuwa, not Domen. Madam, Peter Kundaye say want your number.
My number? Okay, take my number, bros. I don't know where you did, but 039 or +39 351 04 30 963 +39 04 30 963. If you don't feel that time here, a pa go still give you.
You can phone me.
Yes, call a pa, go give you my number.
Thank you very much. Peter, you got the number now.
Thank you all. God bless you all.
I greet you. We will see you again. Come your way. Love, peace, and happiness.